The next movement we're going to go over, workout says clean. It's a lighter load. Maybe 135 is a prescription here. We can just go muscle clean. Virtually the exact same thing, except we have a narrower hand placement, and the elbows come forward to the bar. With this movement, I'm not concerned about Chris getting into a perfect set rack position here. I'm just concerned about him getting his elbows in front of the bar for the rep to count, and then immediately go back down. Watch how his hips fire back immediately from here. Relax. That will allow the bar path to go straight up and down. So we're going to practice that now. Key takeaways here, still vertical bar path, going up and down to maximize efficiency. Now you just have elbows. Just give them as far forward as you need to, but really far back in the return to have that nice travel path. Bring more heat, man. Like, drive up, even go on your toes, it's all good. You got more heat in there. Yeah, use those hips.
Set up using the hip to drive the bar into place.
One thing we're seeing here with you guys is we're still not using our hips, right? Well, I still want to be able to use my hips. We're not seeing quite as much hip drive as I'd like to see here. So just be cautious when you get to practicing at home or with your groups. Like, yeah, like I'm not jumping the weight up, but I'm still being powerful with my hips, and so we get the shoulders lead and the arms to follow next. So don't neglect that as you work in a muscle snatch and the muscle clean versions. This has been super helpful for our game through classes, just to be a touch more efficient with the workouts. As loading gets heavier, you're going to get your elbows through more, all right? Minimize the rebend, we stand, bar comes right back down. As far as the drop goes, what we're seeing now is a trend when we drop, one hand starting to go down before the other. Be confident in your ability to be set and get both hands in the bar at the same time. Rather than taking an extra 2 seconds, to have to reset the hands by doing one at a time. All right? Have at it. Have some fun, for crying out loud.
As I stand, you can pop, grip, butt. Butt goes back.
So squat clean, same kind of objective here. Just get your elbows through. Let's get our elbows nice, fast, and through, especially with the heavier load. All right. So we're gonna catch it, get it through, and again the same variables apply: hip extension, foot position, catch low or high. All right. Have at it. Go to cleans now. Have at it. Shoulder to overhead. Workouts, throw in 35 pounds, shoulder overhead. What's my most efficient way first? Yeah, push press, right? We want to maximize our push press and relax, okay? Before going to a push jerk, which is slower. All right, and maybe you start with the weight, going push press, and then go to a push jerk afterwards. Either way, a big consideration here is don't drop the dang bar. Like, how can I save you for the rest of your workout? And the last consideration that's going to take into effect is BTN. Do you want to go behind the neck? All right? Does the workout allow you to go behind the neck? It's something to consider and practice with. A lot of people are stronger for 1 rep maximal loads just behind the neck. I'm much stronger behind than I am in front. I don't recommend dropping the weight back down to your neck a bazillion times in a row. People get hurt that way. We're going to combine some of the two together now. So let's say the workout says clean and jerk. Our best option here is just you're doing the bastardized thruster, all right? We're going to catch in a quarter squat and drive the weight up in either push press or push jerk fashion. All right? Watch this return, shoulder, hip, all right? Graze to the shoulder, right to the hip. We settle back down with the butt back in that normal return to deadlift. This is where all too often we'll see, boom, like the bar comes way forward when we start doing touch and go reps. That's why it's good to practice them, connect them together, and see where you're fast at, see where you're slow. If you have to, you can go jerk as well. I do this much faster with the jerk. Something the push press isn't quite as fast for me. All right, but either way, he absorbs and drives. There you go, Pat. Try not to reset in the middle, just because it takes longer, all right? Only when loads are heavier do I want to reset before going into my jerk.
Push presses are much easier to keep a narrow grip, whereas a push jerk, in that wider grip, you're doing a much shorter range of motion. I mean, it's pretty considerable. It's 2 to 3 inches. So, I mean, if you've got a high rep position where we're talking 3 rounds, 20 push jerk, a wider grip sometimes, if you can get into a good position, is much easier. 490. Woo!
Last thing we're going to touch on practically here is just going to squat clean to overhead. We know that our most efficient way is going into a thruster from this, right? If at all possible, receiving the load. Now, as far as elbow position goes, I want as far forward as my thruster position allows. So I want a full grip in that bar, be able to drive up. Now, if it's a light weight, you can still get away when you're a thruster or a squat clean thruster, letting that bar go back into your fingertips and it's using pure hip acceleration to get the bar off your shoulders there, have it fly up. But let's just say, for pretend here, we're doing a moderate load, and I have my elbows just go my thruster position. Just go thruster position in the bottom. And then come back up, all right, and your hip extension there, okay? So think about where you want to receive the bar with your elbows in relation to the floor. And we can still tie in those other principles from the squat clean and squat snatch version there, okay? If you have to, weight's heavy, you're getting tired, we can now stand, reset, and go into some kind of jerk variation from there. But maximizing the squat clean thruster will be most beneficial for that. Again, guys, you can think about pulling this weight back down to the ground. You can pull it down to be faster.
I can see that might help just a little bit is turning your elbows over earlier so that you can push your butt back and go down at the same time. Because I think what you're doing is you're loading it here, dropping your elbows rather than lifting your elbows.
So you're pushing it down.
Up.